After securing the $4 million in May at the annual town meeting needed to cover the repair or replacement costs, the Division Street Bridge in Housatonic Village has officially been closed to traffic. Of the 5 bridges that cross the Housatonic River in Great Barrington, this is the second to be shut down for repairs in less than a year. And while it's already expected to have a negative effect on truck traffic in Housatonic Village and neighboring West Stockbridge, Connecting Point's Brian Sullivan stopped by one local farm that felt an immediate impact.
Vehicles passing over old bridges is just about as common a New England sight as the even older rivers running beneath them. Eventually, though, the aging process does catch up with these overpasses, making them either obsolete or structurally unsound. This often leads to a closure, which in the case of the one here on Cottage Street in Great Barrington will last several years. On the north side of town, in the village of Housatonic, whether they knew it or not, Thursday, September 5th, 2019, marked the last time that drivers traveling on Division Street would be able to enjoy crossing the Division Street Bridge. And that's because as of Friday, September 6th, it would be joining the bridge on Cottage Street on the closed indefinitely list due to structural concerns. Built in 1950, it was no real surprise to folks in town that this nearly 70-year-old span would be closed for repairs or replacement. However, the timing did leave some people feeling a bit flat-footed.
I don't think there's a resident in this town that doesn't realize that this bridge needs either very serious upgrade or total replacement. I don't think that you'll get an argument from anyone. We've known about it for years, but we didn't get any notice about it at all. It just hits all of a sudden.
In fairness to Great Barrington's Department of Public Works, because the Mass Department of Transportation has the authority on what the weight posting is and when a bridge will be closed, they too were almost just as behind the curve on this announcement as the rest of the town.
So we found out in a similar time frame to Taft Farms. There wasn't a lot of notice, and we immediately took action to tell the bus companies, emergency responders that the bridge closure was coming. So maybe we had a couple days more notice, but not a great deal.
Advance notice or short notice, at this point it really doesn't matter. This bridge will be closed until it's replaced, and that will likely take years. Of course, the drivers will just have to deal with the detours and make it work. The produce, that's a different story. This is the height of pumpkin and squash season, so that means the stone's throw distance that everything growing in this patch used to travel just got a lot longer.
Instead of a quarter mile, it's going to be more like 5 miles to go around.
Taft Farms stand has been an enduring landmark in town for over a half-century, and during late summer and early fall, pumpkins, squash, and gourds take center stage, so much so that people travel from far and wide to get their hands on these seasonal specialties. To keep up with demand, they've got crops planted in other fields spread out around the village, with plenty of hands to do the picking and trucks for delivering. The problem with the field just on the other side of the river, though, is that the seeds weren't planted with the foreknowledge that the bridge would be closed and weren't ripe enough to be harvested before it was. And with the way things are shaping up now, it's looking like delivering them to the stand by way of tractor may be a thing of the past until further notice.
It would be great if we could start construction within 6 or 8 months, but that is an unlikely time frame given how slow permitting goes. So we are entirely at the whim of how fast Mass DOT does a Chapter 85 review and how fast DEP gives us the environmental permitting. So reality, a year and a half from now, maybe we'd be able to start construction.
The Division Street Bridge is one of 5 in town to cross the Housatonic River, and now it's the second one to be put out of commission. And that's significant because Division Street is the one road that not only connects Route 183 to Route 41, it's also the de facto way to bypass Great Barrington and its downtown. And that may be something to take into consideration in the not-so-distant future.
Why? Because the Big Brown Bridge is slated for repair. That's a state-owned bridge, and that was slated for repair starting in the summer of 2020. So what they're going to do to get from here to there is anybody's guess.